Hiya, it's Linda Lee, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I appreciate you stopping by. Consider liking, subscribing, and hanging out for a bit. I have lots of videos that are kind of similar to the one I'm about to do. But anyway, what I have are some vintage type items that are not from any particular trip or place. It's a little bit of stuff from all over. So what I'm going to do is just kind of show it to you and kind of take you through a process of me just touching all of the stuff, trying to find some specific inspiration, because there's all kinds of things that distract us, right? And I should be making so much stuff considering the time of year that it is and everything that's going on in, the group that I help admin, even just friends and family, making gifts and whatnot. I'm having a hard time focus. It's been a problem for me for probably almost a year. I'm not sure exactly why. But what we're going to do is just look at some stuff. So these two little dishes and this box here, Tango, he's sharing my space with me. I hope y'all don't mind. But these two little dishes and this box came from a brand new little pop-up thrift store. I don't know if they're going to occupy the space they're in on a long term or not, but it is supporting the St. Matthew's House, which is an awesome charity here locally where I live. But anyway, they have this little place and they've got all the typical thrift stuff in their store. And these two little dishes I got for $1. So I use dishes like these when I'm beading. See if I can bring it so you can kind of see the divider a little better. So yeah, typically it would probably be like soy sauce and duck sauce in this little dish. But I use it when I do my jewelry work mostly. And this really pretty box, if you can, hopefully the colors are kind of coming up. I'm trying to use natural light, but it doesn't always work the best. But the colors in this box are beautiful. The inside and the outside usually is a lot more faded than the inside is. But you know what? The colors are still really pretty and vibrant. And the box is in really great shape. Just a few little areas that might need a little love. But I typically don't do anything to, like repair something like this. I just kind of cherish it for what it is. But this looks like it originally came from Marshall's. And it was $14. But after markdowns, blah, 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 and then a thrift store, I got it for $1.50. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll gift it or if I'll use it for something myself. It'll just kind of get set aside until I decide what to do, just like everything. These little things came from a little jaunt that I went, last time I went to Arcadia. And I don't think I showed these few items, so if this is a repeat, I apologize. But these are the little, what are these called? What are these called? Kelly, you have a bunch of these. What are they? Calling cards? Is that what they are? Calling cards? I don't know. But this is just a note. It's a vintage card. Doesn't have any kind of date on it, I don't think. But it's definitely old. So anyway, that's those items. I have a few little pieces of lace. This little scrap piece of trim. I think it was like 50 cents wherever I got it from. I think it was one of those shops in Arcadia as well. I've got a couple of little pieces of crochet. This is really pretty because it's got the discoloration on it. And then this is, I think I found out that this is called Battenberg. Is this Battenberg? No, I think this is Battenberg. This kind of stuff right here is considered Battenberg. But I got this from the Goodwill. and it was on a 50% off day when yellow was the discounted color. So I got this whole bed skirt that has the Battenberg lace on it for like $3. So I'm still trying to figure out what the different types of laces are called. But this one is really cool. I can very easily see this being part of some kind of cover. Isn't that pretty? How's it coming over? Yeah. So we've got those things. And as most of you know, I do collect shakers. So I have this crystal shaker that was all by itself. I never buy a set. I always buy the random single ones. So if this is all by itself, that's the one I take. And this particular one, I believe, was $8. And the shaker top is in really good shape. Usually they're like rusted on the inside. This one's got a little more corroding on the outside than it does the inside. But it's heavy, so it's definitely a real crystal. And I found my guy actually collects cast iron. So I have this little bitty cast iron thing. I'm not sure what this originally was in it. It's hard to see. Let me see if I can get in close. Is it focused? Oh, maybe I'll be able to zoom in on it in editing. But anyway, we're going to clean this little puppy up and use it with our mini grill. So some of you have seen my mini grill in pictures and videos. And yeah, we cook on it with little bitty bits of cast iron. So this one here is just going to get added to the collection. We have to clean it and season it very well, but it's not that hard of a process, especially when the pieces are little. And the only other things that I have are just a couple pieces of linen. This here, I found 3 different linen placemats. I think they were $1 each, like 99 cents. And this is a really heavier piece of linen, almost canvas-like. And there were 3, as I said. But I wanted to see kind of how well they would fray. So I cut one in half. More than likely use them, you know, inside a journal or as a cover of a journal, whatnot. But yeah, they frayed really well. I actually kind of manually got the edges to curl instead of being flat and even. So I cut it and then I just pulled threads, getting it to fray, and then, you know, kind of forced a little bit of a curl on the edge just so it wasn't flat. But if you can see, look how pretty this edge is. Here. Where's something to put under it? Here we go. It's just a little tiny book. But look at this here. Pretty. I know it's just a pile of tattered threads, but to those of you who get it, you get it. So anyhow, I think this might actually be what I'm leaning toward working with next. The more that I kind of look at it and play with it. So I don't know if this will be 2 different journals because I cut them kind of off center when it was folded, just so I had 2 different sizes. So I don't know if this will be a cover or if they will be maybe covers to 2 different signatures inside a journal. But I love the linen color. The white is something that's definitely pleasing to my eye, and as I kind of touch different stuff, I keep kind of coming back to this a little bit. So, and then I also have this piece of vintage music. Isn't this beautiful? Rose Dreams. It's gorgeous. This paper is so brittle, So I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with it. I'll probably have to mount it. A lot of times what I'll do with this, because it's old enough, so the copyright and everything expires after I think 100 years. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll make photocopies so that I can, you know, use pieces and parts of it. I guess I really have to look at how old this really is. But isn't it beautiful? And then the back side with all the ladies. Different pieces of music, it looks like. This was $6.50. It's a little bit more than I normally spend on, you know, stuff like this. But it was just beautiful. I love this part of it. So those are the vintage finds and the thrift store finds. I don't really have anything else to share that is a find. But I am kind of keep coming back to this. I keep looking at it. So I just recently got some beautiful Well of Inspiration mail from Rachel, and her little wrapping, she had these 2 little pieces of paper, which are about the same size as the linen pieces that I tore. And then right next to where I had all that stuff sitting, I have some pieces of tissue paper that are similar in size and color. And isn't this a pretty palette all by itself? Stuff that's just random close by. And then this is where my project boxes start. That's what kind of happens. It all ends up in a box here. So like this box here is probably going to be home to this right here. And everything that kind of inspires me to kind of stay with this. I have, remember I told you I was going to kind of try and touch all the stuff? Well, I have a box that I haven't gone through. Sorry if the sound is coming in and out. I'm actually leaning over to the floor. But I have this box here of stuff that I haven't really looked at in a while. It's got a lot of cards in it. My mom was going through stuff and saying, hey, I'm going to get rid of some stuff. I'm not using it. It's taking up space. So she asked me, of course, if I want it. And of course I want it. So I've got all kinds of little vintage, oh, who knows how old this stuff is. They're kind of yellowed and stained up, but they're beautiful. And I'll probably use some of this with my elves projects. But look at these pretty little cards. Now, the funny story with these cards is, before I moved to Florida, which was 20 years ago, well, 19, almost 20, I had a yard sale, and I had kind of prepackaged all of my cards in little boxes or Ziplocs and whatnot, and was selling them, you know, little packets of stuff. And these are all my cards. She had actually been keeping them safe for me for the last 20 years. But aren't these beautiful? These were always my favorites. Here's another bundle of them. But anyway, I've got some old, this is First Communion, how old this is. But these colors would actually go perfect in here. So if I wanted to stay kind of monochromatic, and all the different kinds of cards. I don't know that I'm going to touch every one of these cards. Oh, here's a little kitty. So that's kind of how things go with me. I just kind of randomly touch stuff and look for something that would motivate me. Look at this. So this was a file folder. I'm not sure where it came from. It looks like I had already torn apart though. So it probably went like this. And I've already cut this apart and kind of put it together. I just did an altered file folder journal that I gave and sent to Lauren, but isn't this pretty? Look at these together. I think I see where it's going. And we got some gold gilding thing going on. So I could bust out my wax. Oh, that would be cool. I haven't used that in a long time. But I think a lot of this is stuff that I have received from other crafters. I don't even know really where this stuff came from now because so much time has passed. But I got an envelope. How is this size-wise? Does this kind of still fit or is it too big? Well, it's a little on the big side. But I've got some ladies, some tags, some stamped images. Oh, this must be from when I was queen, which was a couple years ago. Oh, look at these. This came off a rack envelope. This here is decoupage. So this is like a piece of a napkin that went on an envelope. Isn't that pretty? I keep all kinds of little things. Yeah. Oh, how pretty is she? I cut that off of something. That looks like it was probably on an envelope or something too. Aw, how pretty is she? All right, so I'm starting to accumulate stuff on the side here. I'm not sure if I want to pull in color though. Do I want to keep it kind of the monochromatic and just let the file folder be the color, or pull in the colors from the file folder? A little bit of pink, a little bit of blue, and the browns. I don't know, guys. This is the process. Everybody has their own. Oh, here's some embossed paper. It's like a craft cardstock. These are those stamped images and the crown. This was a stamp. Oh, on the other side. And then bingo cards. I have a video out there where I actually make faux metal tags using this bingo card thing. So I'll tag that in the description. It's a really fun project to do with embossed papers. Here I've got some letters. Oh, I bet you somebody sent me these after I did that project because I was looking for stuff. Here's a little fall leaf and an acorn. Can you see them? Am I in frame? You can't even see them though, can ya? And mushrooms. Oh, this would be a good one. Little leaves. And then magazine pictures of garden. These are just blank. Sticky notes. Card bits. So these little frames. Oh, these would be pretty here too. Okay, and so it begins. Oh, so this right here must have been from the die cutters group. How pretty are these things? Oh, I got some snowflakes I can use in my... All right, so I got to revisit this box when I've got a little more time to kind of thumb through all of it. Candelabra. Little pieces of lace. And this looks like it was sprayed with maybe a shimmer spray. And pieces of lace. Look at this pretty piece. Not sure that'll fit, but this little bitty thing. You gotta save everything, girls. And then this is actually something I made on one of my, was it Elizabeth? I think Elizabeth Hawker. If that's the wrong person, I apologize. But I did, this was kind of one of the Wall of Inspiration bits that I did, where we make pockets out of book pages and, you know, the little packaging foil or plastic. I forgot about these. And some patriotic stuff. Oh, here's a card. How pretty is that? All right, so this little video has gone awry. It totally went in a different direction than I kind of wanted it to go. So I don't know. Do we just kind of follow what I'm doing? Do you guys like going through my crap? Look at these little cherubs. How cute are they? Okay, I gotta stop, because now instead of getting more directed in inspiration, I'm starting to get frazzled again. All right, my friends, that's enough of my goofing off and distraction for now. So thanks for hanging out and tolerating my chaos. This little one stayed pretty good today, and I appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks for hanging out once again, and I will put a slideshow of my little finds at the end, and we'll look for you to join me in the next video, okay? Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.